I got a feeling that you got me covered too. I got you covered. I got you covered.
Hi, how is everybody doing? I have a prayer request for anybody out there praying for wellness of my computer because it is starting to be very slow on the uptake and everything. So if you say a little prayer, say a prayer for the computer that it kind of just keeps trucking along for the next little bit. Welcome to Blessed Crochet. I thank you so much for joining us and being a part of this. I kind of wanted to go a little bit today. As you all know, we were high stitching up. We were and became fully monetized on Thursday, the 10th, I think it was. That's when we got fully monetized. And so this stream may not be for everybody, but I really hope that you're going to come in, you're going to participate a little bit and give you a little bit of insights. And I was planning the stream to be a little bit longer, but I had to mod another channel for a little bit. And so it's okay. We're going to do this from time to time and do this thing called YouTube Chatter and have you all be a part of kind of where we were, you know, what we kind of went through when we did, and just so we can document our journey. So, just a real quick thing. When we first started this channel, we started this channel from the basis um, of the fact that we were going to just use it to load up our stuff. We just wanted to use it to load up our things and be able to put it on up there and give everybody just an idea of kind of what we were doing. That was the whole reason for the reason why this was loaded up, or this channel came into existence. After my daughter got married in September or August of 2022, and I came back from that and recovered from that, I just went in to kind of crocheting a little bit. I really did. I focused in on that. We had kind of our first winter up here, up in this area from Cincinnati. And I thought, let me just crochet. I had already been in some of those Mother of the Bride groups and other groups. And so I started putting just little things out to people. And I said, listen, I'll be willing to crochet. I'm thinking if anybody wants to buy the yarn, if you want to send the money for the yarn and any other additional things that we decided to charge them, just send it to my mom, High Adventures in Gardening. I'll buy the yarn. I'll be happy go lucky just doing it. I don't want any of it. Never took any of it. Just was happy to sit there and have the yarn and be able to do the yarn and make beautiful things. I was happy go lucky. So when we were kind of sitting there thinking of this, I really love the fact that I kept thinking of putting names together. I thought, well, what about Blessed to Crochet? And my husband said to me, well, why don't you I was thinking, looking how it was written, and I said, "Well," he said, "Well, why don't you replace the 2 for an actual number 2?" And that's how it started. And I thought, "Well, we have Facebook, we can put it up on," excuse me, on, yeah, crocheting helps me unwind for sure. We can put up the things that we're making and so forth on the YouTube's, just another platform. Had no intention whatsoever of doing anything like this. And it wasn't until December of 2023 till I really got that. Well, let me backtrack just a little bit. I found a channel in April of 2022, or 2023, excuse me. And that was the Lifeboat. And I will put their link in there. Great channel. And so I found that channel and started making connections. Connections became really important in my life. And not that I didn't have connections with my family, but I had started making friend connections, right? And really through that process. And in December of 23, with my aunt being diagnosed with stage 4 liver and lung cancer and some other things kind of hitting the fan. And then also, that's the month where it's my grandfather's and my father's anniversary of their passing. I just thought, I got it, I just started making connections, especially one person in particular that kind of started the whole thing. Well, um, I went ahead and did it, and I absolutely, you know, started making those connections. It wasn't until Tommy said one very important thing. If you have a voice, if you have something to say, at that time he was captain, now he's admiral. If you got something to say, hit that big red button. And I thought, well, we've got the channel up. And I thought, I like to crochet. I don't really want to teach anybody how to crochet, but I want to be able to talk about fibromyalgia and autism and all different other kind of things that we felt could be very helpful for other people, and have discussions and all this kind of stuff. Give it a whirl. What can hurt, right? Two things that I invested in right off the bat that we did. We had a computer that I knew the camera was not going to do well if we had a, just the camera from the computer, because it's a computer back from 2012, something like that. So I invested, and I went on eBay, found a camera for $29, and I invested into the microphone. Two things. Now tonight, for some reason, I feel like the microphone or the camera settings are a little off, and I'm not worried about it tonight, but I feel like it should be a little bit less the way they are, but we'll deal with that later. As long as you can see me, we're good, right? And so I invested in the mic because I knew I'd heard reviews about the camera, and I use a Lodge LOGI, not the newest model thing. It cost me $29, $30 on eBay, and the microphone cost me $30. It's not the top of the line, but I like the fact that it changes colors. That's the one thing that drew me to it. So, and I've used the changes in colors from time to time, right? Hey, Sandy. That's fine. Thank you. Thank you for coming on in. So, that's why I was a little late, because I left Reese's live and I thought I got to come in and do this. I invested into one microphone because I had heard that the microphone for the camera was not the greatest, right? So I did $60. Those were two things that I did correctly and that we did. I had 2 ring lights that we had sitting around the house. That's my lighting. There is no fancy lighting, just little ring lights that are on either side of the computer. The one thing that I spent time on that was worth not my time of day to spend is I had this. I'm crafty, right? I'm crafty. I can do this whole thing. I went to what is it? I can't think what it is. Dollar Tree, and spent time to make a backdrop because I live in an apartment setting. Behind me is my TV. You don't want to see all that mess. And I knew it. So I thought I got to make me look something like I have just a little corner of our room for some kind of studio kind of setting, right? And so I went to Hobby Lobby or hi Alfonso, I'll be on your live shortly and I have the stream redirected over there. Um I went to Dollar Tree and I got foam board and I got shelf paper and the brown craft wrapping paper, right? And this was me. This was the backdrop. It I'm telling you, when I first went on trying to figure out how to do this, and I went on OBS, which was not easy to figure out, and I did this, right? I took a snapshot today. I did this, and I went on for the first time. I thought, this looks terrible. Didn't like it. It was a great concept, but I didn't like it. Didn't like the split down the middle. I didn't like it at all. It just washed me out as far as I was concerned. So that did not last long. Very long at all. It went into garbage very quickly, I can tell you that. So when I figured out, well, I'm just going to use this for as long as I can, right? And I didn't you'll see the transformation. I said, well, let me go ahead and get a screen divider or a wall divider. Well, wall dividers were $100. Some of them were 80 to $90. And I thought, I can't afford this right now. And so where did I go? I went to OfferUp. I found a photo backdrop used, but it's in great condition, right? Hi Misha, how are you? And I said I can go around and find scrap yarn, right? All right, thank you for stepping in, stitching up. And I would encourage anybody that's a content creator to come back to these YouTube chatters and listen to them. I'm not the brightest bulb in the bunch when it comes to YouTube, but I think I can give little nuggets of information if I can do that. I went around my house and I went to my yarn stash and I found colors that I liked, and I just did a C to C in certain pockets. I made some hearts, and this is a Dollar Tree wood piece, and I used my Cricut machine and we made Blessed to Crochet. That's it. Done. I didn't like the wall, and that was easily solved down the road by just doing a granny square flat pattern, and there is I put it on a rod. I can't think of it. It starts with a D. I can't think what it's called. Dowel rod, right? And I put it up there just so that it has a nicer backdrop on the wall. We added some fall leaves versus the wall that is behind here previously. It gives a little bit of crochet. It gives some nice texture, and I like it better. All I did, I had some of this leftover yarn. I think I picked up a couple skeins of it, and I sat and made it. There is no fancy dancy stuff, guys, done. There's none outside of that. The next big thing for us was just getting on and doing it. You can do it with a simple phone. And I remember with Johnny with Chase the Heat, as I was asking questions and so forth, he said, when I first started, I used my little prop for my phone. You know what I used? I used a potato. And I figured if he can use a potato, you can start with about anything. Hi, No Face. How are ya? So that's what I did. It was that simple. Now, I'm going to say one thing that I did from the very beginning, and I have to apologize for this, is I was excited. Okay? I wasn't excited until we put up the short, and I just happened to do it. I think I was sitting at 30, 40 subscribers at that point. And I just thought, well, I've got this little cute little thing with Mocha, and she's tilting her head, and we're saying, "Hi, Mocha," 8-second little thing. I put that on, and very quickly it went what I consider viral for ourselves. It's hit over 10,000 views. Just this little dog that's just tilted her head, said, "Hey, Mocha," and Mocha tilts her head. Nothing fancy, nothing anything. That picked up 100 subscribers. When I saw that, and I'm telling you, they were just climbing I was watching the numbers. I was like, wait a minute. Thought there's a possibility here, right? I had no idea at that point how hard this road was going to be. I've enjoyed almost every moment of it, but it's not as easy as people think. When I realized what was all entailed with it, okay, I have to say that I was very persistent in making sure that we got our watch hours in and everything the first year. I have to apologize at the very beginning when I saw those numbers and I thought this was just going to be an easy ride, that I kind of got a little overzealous. I didn't realize I understood the importance of connection, but I didn't get the importance of the connection. I was important to me to be able to look at to go in and have my name as this channel announced and my link to drop, instead of realizing that that's not going to get the subscribers and the people, right? That is going to bring subscribers. It's going to turn people away. What's going to bring subscribers to you is connection. And I got that very quickly, and I have realized that very quickly. Thank you, Misha. I love you. You should be very proud of the results, Mary. You've been a powerhouse and a great inspiration for many of us. A year, no face quits. So I say that I say that because I was so excited, right? I was more excited for the connection, but I was also thinking of my mom, because again, remember, this channel is hers. I just started it as a way to show her crochet stuff. And I thought, this is a way for me to help my mom. I can't take any of the monetization, and I am not going to. All the monetization goes to her. All of it. Okay? Every solitary bit of it. I don't take any of it. I don't want any of it at all. It's not the point of it. But thank you, No Face. But I can tell you from experience, okay, of being on channels and moderating channels that are pretty big in numbers to me. Not huge, but they're pretty substantial. And I have the ability in several of them to drop my link. And I have the ability to drop other people's links. It does not mean that when you drop your link, if there's 100 people sitting in that chat, 100 subscribers are going to come over and say, "Hi, I'm going to subscribe." It doesn't happen. I'm going to tell you one important thing: connection, connection, connection. Now, guys, I know throughout the stream you're going to see ads popping up, and I'm learning all of that. We're learning all of that, and when to place them and when not to. So, we have gotten started to get just a little. You're not going to make rich off of the ad revenue, believe me. So if ads are popping up, we will learn kind of all the gist of it. So be patient with us. We're just trying to figure out how to filter them and all the stuff. But you're never going to make a ton of money off the ads. But, $1 here and $1 here and $1 here, it helps, right? Every little bit helps. So be patient with us as we try to figure out how to put them in the niche, because I've got my other channel. I've got the other channel we use running. So I'm seeing what's happening. So I'm paying attention to whether there are too many and we need to take out some or what have you. So I, I appreciate your understanding. Um, but anyway, I apologize that at the very beginning, if I was too pushy or excited, I think not pushy, but excited. My enthusiasm was about getting that name dropped versus making those connections. And I learned that. Hey sis, how are you? I learned that. I learned that. I made my mistakes, you know. I learned it. I gathered from it. If you want your YouTube channel to grow, connection, connection, connection. Don't worry about your name. Get into channels and start making connections with other people. You will get your channel growing if you do that. That was one of the first ones. Now, like today, for instance, um, I am uh, a moderator on the Lifeboat. I'm a moderator on Relatable Reese. Those are the two channels I tremendously support, as well as other channels. But like today, she was shopping in a store, and I was able to do something. Go watch her. If you want to go watch the thing, you can go watch it. The point being is I made it a very good point. Hey, Jake, how are you? Jake and I are going to talk. He has an awesome channel, guys. Awesome channel. And I've watched a little bit of it today. I did something, but I said this. You guys can go watch it. Doing good. You can go watch it. The stream that she just did. But I said very clearly, don't give her that until after the stream is over with. Why? I did not want it to look like we were self-promoting ourselves. I wanted to just do something nice for somebody because I care about them. That kind of genuineness shows. And I said, you can show it in your live stream, and she chose to do that, or you cannot. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. That's not the important part. The important part is that someone cared. That's all. And I left it at that. If you focus on the connection, people will follow a lot stronger than they're going to follow if you're wanting to get your name dropped for a subscriber. Each one of the subscribers that we're sitting at almost sitting at about 1110. Every one of them isn't a number. You all mean something. Every solitary one. We would not have gotten here without you. That's why I'm not big on sharing my stuff. I want to grow slowly and organically. There's no way I can handle a large channel of mine. I'm scared of losing the knowing of people and the heck. Yeah, Misha, that's a small fear that I have too. Is I don't want to lose the connection that we have built in here. That's kind of the I guess the double side of it, the two-edged sword, if you want to talk about it like that. I hope we've grown organically, but at the same rate, this is the way I thought about it today. Somebody asked me, "Can you share some of your insight?" And I said, "Yeah," and I will. You need to stay in your own lane in life. Don't get anybody into the drama. Don't need to get anybody into anybody's business, right? Here's the thing, though. In YouTube, you can't do that. And I don't mean in the sense that you're not going to stay in your own lane. You need to. You need to stay in your own lane, stay in your channel lane, stay out of the drama. Don't bring the drama in. We do not allow other content creators to be put down in any way. Not going to happen here. Nobody else is going to be put down in any way. However, if you want to connect with somebody, and I am realizing as I'm watching these, I need to modify when the ads are popping in. But like I said, this is the first stream we've done with ads coming in, and so I just thought, well, I'll turn this on and then I can modify it after. So I truly appreciate everybody's understanding and patience as we figure that whole thing out. Um, uh, because I'm realizing they need to pipe down a little bit. So, oh, you just made a video for me. Oh, that was so sweet, Jake. Oh, that is so sweet. I really appreciate that. I will email you. For sure. I will email you. I thought that was so sweet. Kristen, can you put Jake's channel down for me? Or one of the mods, I'd greatly appreciate it. Go check him out, please. Staying in your own lane. You have to stay in your own lane. Don't let the drama come in. The trolls are going to come in. They're going to say what they want. You can't let them stop you, right? But what I'm trying to say here is think of you on a highway. If I had stayed on the crochet highway, not that they're not supportive, the crochet community is amazingly supportive of other content creators. But I'm not teaching anybody how to crochet. I don't want to teach anybody how to crochet. I'm not here showing anybody new tutorials and doing all this kind of stuff. I don't want to do any of that, right? We'll throw in some yarn. I'm going to talk about crochet here and there. I'll show you what I'm doing. I have no desire to teach it. But if I had stayed on that highway and only got off the exits every time I wanted to check out a crochet channel, we wouldn't be in here. So stay in your own lane. But when you come across on YouTube and you're trying to grow a channel, start getting off at different highways. Homesteading. Oh, I'm going to take the homesteading exit off. I found some wonderful people on the homesteading channels. Leonard Homesteading, they do a panel chat. I absolutely totally enjoy going on their panel chat, right? Just totally enjoy it. Go off on the exit. Check out the homesteading channels. Go down your little road, right? Go check off another, sobriety channel. I didn't ever would have checked that out. Go down the road, a gardening channel, cooking channel. Get off of the highway and start checking out other channels. You stay in focus and say, well, I'm a crochet channel, so I'm going to stay in that little niche. You're never going to make it. I'm not saying you won't. There's people that have. But I'm saying you're not going to grow. Your growth will not be as fast if you're staying within that niche. And I'm not saying, let me just revert back for a minute. There are been crochet channels that you go on and they just fly. And they make it and they get all their things in. But it's hard. And so I can say, hi, Heaven. I can say that by having and going into other channels and other things I never would have thought of, fishing channels, homestead channels, gardening channels, you see all different kind of channels coming in here. The lifeboat, all these different kind of channels. I have met some amazing people. And I would say it's not impossible for you to grow if you're going to decide to focus on one individual like crochet. But I'm going to say that if you can step outside your circle and do a little bit more, right, then just staying within that little circle you have in, you're going to get further. You're going to have some people that that help you. We would not have gotten, I don't think, over the 1,000 mark if it hadn't been for entering in with Gail Southern Living and Fall Fest. I would have never found them. And if you're needing a channel to look at, hi, Crocheting, how are you? If I hadn't done Tuber Chat, I'd have never found them. If you're in a young channel, go check out Tuber Chat. Wonderful, wonderful, supportive community. I'd have never found Gail Southern Living. We would have never got into Fall Fest. I've met some amazing people. If you're looking to stay within your niche on YouTube, is it possible to get over the 1,000 and get your watch hours in? Absolutely. Hi, Isabel. However, I think that it's easier when you kind of going down the highway, right? And say, oh, I'm going to check out the homesteading group over here. And this and that. You get off the exits and check them out. Also, another thing too, don't judge. Don't judge. Oh, well, thank you, Jake, so much. I'm going to use that. We're gonna next month we're doing a monetization party for sure. And I will make sure of it. You have done very well, Mary. You're connecting with people in ways many of us only know each other from. We are just talking about that on Surviving Together this afternoon. And I will be modifying when the ads come in, guys. I didn't know. Part of it was okay, they tell you to do this. I'll modify it after I figure this whole thing out. Sounds odd, but so far not shares my channel on my personal Facebook page. At this time, I'm nervous for people in my offline life to see for some reason. Now I think it makes sense to meld them. Yeah, it does. And I have, this is the email, Jake. It does. I'm gonna say this, Kristen. What I'm talking about, I mean, I've shared stuff on Facebook, and Tuber Chat, by the way, does have a Facebook group that you can share your videos. So that may be a place to go to. And I can give you that link when I get off here. But I think sharing is very, very, hi Braze Girl, Braze Crochet. I think it's very, very important. It is. But what I'm trying to say is step outside your comfort zone. Start going into homes, even if you're whatever you are, go into homestead channels, go into gardening channels, go into this, go into that. Don't just do that. And then here's the other very, very important part. Hi, Foothills, go get connected. Don't go in the channel and sit there and say this and that and start throwing links up or trying to get your link thrown up. Go in and start saying, hi, my name is the so-and-so and da, 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 da. How was your day today? You are going to start making connections and friendships. Start looking for live chats. So we started to do. We started looking for live chats, people that were doing lives, and we would go in and make those connections and friendships. And if you think you just, well, that's my niche, you got to say, no, I got to step outside of it. Tuber Chat has been a wonderful, wonderful resource. Another gentleman that I have come to really enjoy, and I see if I can get him, but I'll drop the link in here if I can find him. It's not him. It's YouTube over 60, I think. Let me see if I can find him. And I really like, no, over 40, is it that? I think, oh yes, this is who he is. I really like him, and I actually I put in a couple of suggestions, and I really, really like him. And his name is Kevin, what is it? Kevin Kolbe, Kolbe, Kevin Kolbe. And I really, really like him. I'm starting to watch more and more of his content. And he really cuts a lot of the YouTube stuff down to a, a very well understanding way of doing it. It's just very clear, it's very concise. Like I found out, oh, I remember the day I did it. Oh, I could put end titles on my videos, on our videos. And I was like, and I watched one go, I feel like a real YouTuber right now, for my mom's channel. I was like, hey. Um, um, and getting with people that were playing our playlist, that was huge. I mean, the watch hours or was sitting there was going, and I knew the day before, I knew we were like 39.85. And I thought, I'm gonna wake up and we're 39.98. And sure enough, I woke up, we did it. And I really the connection has to be in place. We did our first video January 13th. And from there the clock was ticking, right? Yeah, I like his personality. I love how he does his videos, very concise. Um he we did our first video January 13th of 2023. And at that point, yes, we had our channel up from December roughly of 22, but the clock was ticking. January 13th meant that we had until January 13th of 2025. We put it, not 23, January 13th of 2024, which if y'all remember, this is the first one. I took a snapshot. Look at that terrible backdrop. Oh, cringe when I look at it. I tried. I tried to do a Dollar Tree backdrop. It didn't work. That was the first one, right? And we did that January 13th of 2024. From that day until January 13th of 2025, the clock was ticking. It meant that we needed to reach two goals, right? We needed to reach the 500 subscribers, and we needed to reach 500 subscribers, and we needed to reach 1,000 subscribers, and our 3,000 watch hours, and our 1,000 watch hours. Those were the two things we had to hit. And we did within that year, because after January 13th, what YouTube will do is say anything January 13th, well, you didn't meet the goal then, so we're taking whatever watch hours you had from January 13th and we're going to take it away. January 15th, I'm just making up dates and videos. January 15th, well, you didn't meet that, we're taking that away. January 17th, we're going to take it away. And what you end up is with this vicious cycle, right? Now, some people, no, our year to date, and when we do an anniversary of this channel, we are going to do it always from when we did our first live, which was January 13th of 2024. That will always be our 1-year anniversary. Okay. The date of this channel, but that was our first live. If you do not make it within your first year, is it tragic? No. Are you not anybody that nobody wants to watch? No. You do it at your pace. You do it when you're ready, and it will happen. We chose to do it. And I can tell you from somebody that has worked some of the companies like, you know, several of the companies we did, World Ventures and some of those others, MLL companies. The one that I really enjoy. Oh, thank you, Jake, so much. The one thing that I did, right, from I'm sure I will. You guys are going to be so excited. I'm going to play it when the um, when I got distracted for a second. Forgot what I was talking about, but I was blown away. I cannot wait to listen to it. Cannot wait. Um, we Yeah, you have to be careful. I understand that, Alfonso, and you do. You have to be careful. However, you need to make sure. I have never had an email like that. And I've had people watch my playlist, and I've never had an email. So I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but if you're in the tuber chat community, you're pretty good. You're pretty golden. Um, yeah. Um, so excuse me, you're pretty golden if you're getting it through tuber chat. Um, but guys, at the end of the day, if you, and not every channel wants to do lives either, but I would encourage channels to be doing lives. You want your people within your audience, take the time to get to know them, have the time for them to get to know you. But oh, I remember what I was saying. And one of the companies I loved was Premier Designs because they sold jewelry. I still have some of their jewelry. Met some amazing people. Loved it. Right? I Hi Yarning for Smile. Um well, I'm sorry you feel that way, Yarning for Smile, but I've had wonderful success with Tuber Chat. And I will highly recommend them because they are not doing it. They've done nothing but been tremendously supportive. And we are also not going to be here. I will look at it, Jake. We're not going to be here either to be anything that is dismissive of any other content creator. So I would like you for that to be respected. We're going to be uplifting here, and I have nothing but respect for Tuber Chat. Anyway, get back what I was saying. Premier Designs jewelry was awesome. They were wonderful, and I love the company. But I did not do very well in there, and it wasn't for the lack of trying. I did very well with the trying, and I did, and I got some people, and you know I did so forth. Oh no, he's not affiliated with YouTube. I'm not saying that. Yeah, he's not affiliated with YouTube. It's a channel, and I put that up there. He's not affiliated with YouTube, but Tuber Chat has been nothing but I love the channel. But to get back to what I was saying, and I was trying to read your message, and if I misunderstood it, I'm sorry. Um, trying to understand it, but and I get it now. But he's not affiliated, but he is an excellent channel. Um, I did not do well. I, I I did my best in Premier Designs, but there were people that I saw that were making and doing parties and doing better than I was. It didn't mean that for the lack of effort. It just wasn't the fit. So if for some reason you go down this YouTube journey and you don't make it within a year, don't beat yourself up for it. Good night. If you're connecting with people, if you're enjoying yourself, if you're talking with people and making connections and so forth, then sit back and enjoy the ride. Because guys, it takes a lot of work. I look at YouTube and we're going to have these further discussions. I know that this may not be a subject for everybody, but I think it is an important subject to have. And we're going to have, from time to time, we're going to have something called a YouTube chatter. And we're going to be able to discuss what our journey has been and what things we found were pitfalls and all that kind of stuff. One thing that I will say that I look at YouTube in a very different perspective now that it's here, and I'm not looking at it from the outside. When I'm looking at YouTube, I'm looking at channels, I'm looking at from a very different perspective because of where we're sitting, right? I'm going into channels. One of the first thing I do when I go into a channel is I look at their community post. We do shout outs, and we will continue to do shout outs in channels. And I didn't want to ever make that a member perk. I never wanted to make it a member perk, and I'll tell you why. It was because I wanted to be able to support channels, because there were channels that supported us. And I wanted nothing else but to come beside, and we wanted to support other channels. So there will always be a take a break shout out. Every noon, we do it. We want you to take a break and check out the channel that we're putting up. And it may change what numbers we're going to look at those to be, but we want to give channels shout outs. We want to be able to be supportive of other channels. So when I go in, or my mom goes into a channel, we're paying attention to what their community post does. I think that a community post is somewhere like that old lamp your aunt gave you didn't like, that you stick in the corner, right? It's there. It was for a wedding gift, right? But if you put it in the corner and it just shows off it every once in a while, if you start going into the community posts on people's channels, you know why you're not seeing it on your timeline? Because you're not going into the community posts very often. I've started going into more and more community posts on channels, and guess what happens? I'm starting to get them in my feed. Excuse me, when I scroll through YouTube, right? I'm going into people's community posts. I'm going into their community posts. I'm going into their community posts. I'm going into their lives. Are they doing lives? I'm also going into their shorts. I'm going into their videos. And then I'm going into their videos. I'm liking them. I'm commenting, not all of them, of course, but on here and there. I'm going into their shorts, right? Hi, Lydia. I am so sorry, Lydia. And here are some ones for you, hon. I am praying for you, right? I am praying for you. I am started making new videos, just an experiment. And then I started really liking to do them. My problem is having the hard time niching it down. I'm all over the place. Karaoke, psychology. I don't think that's a bad thing. I have not pigeonholed myself in any way, shape, or form to anything. And, that goes back to a little bit of why we, at first I thought, well, we'll maybe get rid of or change the name. And I thought, no, I don't want to change the name. I really am going to encourage you guys. And just so everybody knows, I am going to, 200 more videos. I'm scared to add up all the live hours. I'm going to go through, just so everybody knows, and modify when the ads are coming in. That's why I have it here, so that I could see what I need to change around. So if the ads are popping off, it's because I just didn't quite know what I was doing yet with the ads. But I'm learning. And here's the thing. When it comes to YouTube, if I'd like for everybody, when they get a chance, to go back to our first video and look at this one today, or go look at the one a day ago, a day ago or something, and see the confidence, see the difference that I am. I am still learning and will continue to learn. I didn't know what in the heck I was doing. I was using OBS. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know. But I just kept doing it, and I kept getting better. And like Misha says, niche down. I agree with Mary. Nope. Being all over the place isn't that bad. We talk about fibromyalgia. We talk about autism. We talk about, different struggles. We talk about chronic pain. We're doing the shoe boxes, right? We're talking about these. Now, guys, remember, you all voted. We're not just doing one. We're doing two. So we have the wish list for the shoe boxes up on the thing. If anybody wants to send in something for those, my mom has been taking care of that because I got let's see whether it's this one or not. But we have two. We're doing one 10 to 14 for a girl and one 5 to 9 for a boy. But we're all over the map. I saw these shoe boxes and I thought this is a great way to bring the community together, right? Because this is one thing that if we can fill these two this year, and the next year we can fill 4, and the next year we can fill 5, and the next year we can fill 7, then what does that show? The growth, right? And that's one of the reasons we're doing the cooking, or not the cooking channel. Oh boy. The cookie recipe, right? The cookie recipe thing. Why are we doing that? We want connection. We don't care whether you have content on your channel or not. But with the name, we thought about changing that. And I thought, no. I have lived my good portion of my life as an autistic mom and being proud of it. And my daughter's now grown and married, and I'm blessed. I have one child. That's it. She's been on here. I have lived with and had people with given her the stigma of autism. And I thought, why I'm not changing this name is because I want you all to start looking at channels and going to do some window shopping. Have we done window shopping with channels before? Go do them. Just because they have crochet in their name does not mean that they crochet. Why don't you window shop and find out what's in their channel? Go to their community post, go to their shorts, go to their lives, go to their videos. Do some window shopping. Don't judge a channel by its name. And I thought, I decided about 2 months ago, because I kind of battled with that. And I thought, that name is sticking. Because I want to prove to people, just like I had to do those fights. And like now I'm telling my daughter, you can show the world what you can accomplish as someone who has autism, standing proud and tall. I want people to look at that name and say, yep, she's blessed to crochet, but what are you blessed to do? That's a powerful, powerful tagline. And so the name's sticking. It's not changing. It's part of part of the core of it. Everybody knows this girl is blessed to crochet. They know Mr. Blessed to crochet. Mama Blessed to crochet is in the bed. Mama Blessed to crochet. She's in the bedroom. She does a lot of behind the scenes work. I live in your best life. You don't have to sit there, like Kristen says, do a niche. Don't. You're doing just fine the way you're doing it. And you also, like someone like Kristen, who is got a lot of fires going right now. She's raising her child, she's working, she's doing all that. She's not going to be able to invest the time of someone like myself. Now, mind you, I've got 2 other people helping me. I could not do this by myself with my chronic pain. There is just no way. Ask for help. Get on. Another great thing is to get on co-streams. Find people that you want to co-stream together. Now, I'm going to say this very cautiously. I would be cautious to co-stream. I know what some people have said about co-streaming. I would be cautious to co-stream from a perspective of a perspective of cautious to co-stream, from a perspective of co-streaming or co-streaming and that be all you do. I think you can co-stream just so that YouTube does not look at it as reused content, because that show is on 4 different channels. So as long as I think you can have enough other content, right, to outweigh the co-streaming the co-streaming part of it, I think you're fine. I really do. I have done some co-streams. I will continue to do some co-streams. But there has to be, I think, more content on the side of the the side of original content on your channel. I think that needs to be much more than if you're going to be a channel that all you're doing is co-streaming panels. I think it could run into problems. We have enough hours and videos and stuff of our own content that if we put in a co-stream here and there, I don't think we're going to have a problem. And YouTube or StreamYard, offers that as a service. It was one of the reasons why, and then I'm going to finish this up. And like I said, I was hoping to make this a 2-hour one, but that didn't happen tonight. That's okay. And this is going to redirect you over to Alfonso's, and then you guys can go over there and check me out, because I will be over there with Alfonso. We did in 2000 in April. It was not a requirement, but we did ripple off the light boat for a little bit, and we decided to invest into StreamYard. Out of all the ones I've tried OBS, I haven't tried Restream yet. I really love StreamYard. I don't know if I'll ever stop. My computer likes it for the most part. I like it for the most part, and so I use StreamYard. And it was not a requirement of the lifeboat, right? It was not a requirement of the lifeboat, but when we were rippling off of them, the purpose of us rippling and being able to do there was so that Captain Calhoun could not have to put up all the comments and be in the back office like that. Long format. I love it, but it's not your favorite. Do your favorite thing. You don't always have, if you don't want to and you want to show your face, hide your camera. You can do that relatively easy. But if it's not your favorite, it's like, I love hats. I mean, I love to crochet, but hats and scarves are not my favorite. One of the things are my favorite is blankets. I'm going to continue doing that. And after the fair that my mom and I are doing, I'm planning to try to put together some patterns of the blankets I'm doing that I love, and see if I can put that up for anybody that is interested in those. But that'll be later. The thing is that we didn't have to. It was not a requirement, but it was an investment of about $250. Okay. And I will honestly say I don't regret it for a moment. I'm glad we got StreamYard. We've gotten a lot of use out of it. And will I continue to use StreamYard in April? And it has gone up significantly. The answer is yes. We're going to continue using StreamYard. I love all the features in so many ways, and we will continue to use StreamYard. Highly recommend StreamYard. You can use the free one for a certain length of time, but I think when you get to the point where it is, then you benefit from using the paid version of it. We've gotten a lot of use out of it. We'll continue to use it. It's been one of my favorite ones. And that was kind of, when we did it, it was kind of like, okay, we're going to take this risk, because it was a risk. Nope, we're going to see the benefit of it. It'll take a while to recoup that. That's fine. The one thing that I'm going to leave with this, and I got to get over to Fonzo's channel. I'm going to encourage you all, please. If you're somebody that says, what's your magic key for you that you've done this or that we've done this? There is no magic key. Tuber chat's been huge. Stepping outside of our comfort zone. If you want to make your comfort zone bigger, step out of it. Starting to get into live chats with other channels that I never would have thought of going into, right? That has been a huge, that's okay. That's okay. Huge thing. Homesteading channel, gardening channels, other channels. Another thing was huge for us when it came to watch hours, and we used StreamYard for that, was the relaxing streams. Those were huge when it came to watch hours and so forth. That was huge. Okay. Connecting with other people, finding channels, going in. And when you go in, you leave a carry on. When you go in and you leave comments and chats, take a moment. If you're in a video or you're in a short and somebody's leaving a comment, go click on their avatar and go check out their channel. You may find a channel that you didn't realize existed. Go check out their channel, right? Go check out their channel. Go to that person. Go to that. Subscribe. Easy little thing called subscribe. It won't take much. I have subscribed to so many because I want to be supportive. If you have a community tab and you are a content creator, start sharing smaller channels. If doesn't really matter how big you are, but there's going to be a time we're going to be sitting there. Start sharing them out. This world is big enough. If you're a channel sitting there of 20,000 and 30, 40,000, don't look over a channel that's sitting there at 1,100 or 500 or 600. If they've got amazing content on their channel, have them on. If it's something that you go, well, I probably wouldn't have this, you never know. Maybe there will be somebody on their channel that's dealing with fibromyalgia or an autistic individual. If you've got a channel format that you can do that and talk about it, why not? Have them on. Give them, that big brother or big sister, a little boost. The YouTube space is massive. And I just hope that we can continue, honest to goodness gracious, growing and doing. If you want to help out a channel, memberships and gifting memberships is a great way to do that. Because what you do is, by doing that, when you gift a membership, somebody that maybe hadn't been in their chat for a while, right? They will go ahead and go, okay, they're going to go over here. They're going to get an email, right? When you gift a membership, they're going to get an email and they're going to say, okay, oh, I haven't checked her out for a while. I got to go see what she's up to. Right? So gifting memberships to channels that you love and support is a great way to help them. And we have started to kind of put a budget aside every month that we're kind of doing that here and there, right? Because it helps us, it helps the channel by gifting memberships. It's a great way to help a channel. I think it's almost better than a super chat. Now, if you want a certain message read, that's different. But I think gifting memberships is a great way to help a channel. I also think, yes, and YouTube does that. We do that on the second and fourth week of every month. We do the 10. I'm just talking indirectly. If you can't financially give to some of your favorite channels, I know it's it's not, doesn't really come off too much. It doesn't have much, right? It's not going to be a huge thing, but just go and watch some of their playlist. You don't have to watch it, just let it play in the background, right? And let the ads run all the way through. Another great way of supporting the channel, and you do not have to. It's another way of helping them. I know it's pennies, but it's just a little something to say thank you. You guys are going to be instrumental in us keeping where we're at by continuing to watch our stuff. Coming back. The magic happens in the chat. It doesn't happen behind this mic. And I am so, so grateful for every solitary one. I didn't know how to do it. I finally figured out to do it. They don't make it easy to figure out how to do it, but I finally did. I'm so, so grateful. Every solitary one. I keep pinching myself. I cannot believe it. Now, if you're watching the stream and you've been watching the stream, again, I didn't know how the commercials worked, and I'm going to modify how many there were popping up because I didn't realize there were going to be as many. So I thank you all for just realizing this is the first time we've done it with ad revenue coming in. And so trying to figure out all that has been a little tricky. So we are going to do YouTube chatter again. In a month, we're going to have our monetization party. If any channel would like to give anything, you can reach out to me at blessedtocrochet@yahoo.com. We just ask if it's a mail product, you let us know within the United States or whether that includes Canada. And we ask that you mail the item if you're willing to donate it. We're going to have a live thing. We're going to figure out how to do it so we can put the little things and you guys can put the hashtags and the thing and we can do a whole thing. But we're going to put it a month out and let it percolate in the system, right? So we want to take a moment, and I've got to head over to Alfonso's channel. I'm a little bit late, but he'll understand tonight. You guys are awesome. We have 2 forms of membership. We have our blessed, our 99-cent membership. Thank you very much, membership, as well as our, and that's just a way of supporting the channel. And that's another side note. I would say if you're going to be doing memberships, offer a 99-cent one, just as a way of people support. I've had several people that say, I'm going to renew a gifted membership because you have the 99-cent. I can't do much. You're doing great. I want to support you, and I can do the 99-cent membership. Then we have the $2.99 membership, which allows videos to come out before anybody else sees them. So, but I would say if you're going to throw memberships in, do the 99-cent, just a great way for people to feel like they can support. So we're just going to thank our channel members, take a moment, and then we're going to end this, and it's going to redirect you over to Alfonso's.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And you know, guys, so every time I do that, I'm sitting here doing little chair dances. I love it. I love it. So much fun. So I'm going to end this so we can be headed over to Alfonso's channel. You're welcome, Kristen. I hope this was helpful a little bit. I just wanted to start documenting our journey. So I think maybe once a month we'll sit down and do a YouTube chatter kind of thing and get what I've gleaned off of what I've learned and what mistakes I found. The number one thing, you want your channel to grow, find ways to connect with other channels. And don't specifically make them within your niche. Spread out. Start connecting with other channels and other people. Get on people's panels. Start spreading your wings. Stay in your lane. Don't let the drama, YouTube can have drama, y'all. Don't allow it to come in. Stay in your own lane. But get off and check out some other channels, and don't judge a channel by the name. Do a little window shopping, right? Now, this is going to direct you over to Alfonso, so I will hope that everybody's going to join me there. Stay connected, everybody. Remember, thank you for having us covered. We got you covered, and we are going to get it on merch very soon. Be proud of being yourself because everyone else is taken. Love you all. Have a great night. And thank you beyond belief for all your amazing support. Love you all. Bye-bye. See you over at Alfonso's. Bye-bye.
So proud.